When you hear the word aura, you might think of a Michael Jordan, a LeBron James, a Kanye, a Conor McGregor, Money Mayweather. You might think of one of these guys, but you like, Cole, I'm trying to get my aura up, but I ain't got no hands. I ain't got money. I'm not 6'10". It's okay. We're gonna talk about how to get more aura for yourself today. Y'all know the deal. It's basically BO, aka Cole Brown Official. We start at number 3 and we go down to number 1. So number 3 is you have to change your mindset. You have to already look at yourself like you are the best version that you will ever be. I ask myself all the time, what would the best version of Cole, how would he operate? How would he move? How would he talk? How would he carry himself today? When something bad happens, how is he going to react? To have that aura, you have to be that cool breeze. You have to have that energy. You have to be that positivity and a whole bunch of negativity. And a lot of times, you might come off as cocky, arrogant, and that's fine. You know, the girl I'm seeing now, she said, Cole, you got a big head. Cole, you think you know everything. But she still loves it. She still loves it. She might act like she doesn't, but she still loves it. So, don't be afraid to have that energy. Don't be afraid of people's judgment. Be the most authentic version of yourself. Some people aren't going to like you. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all know all them 5 guys' names I named at the beginning of the video. But most of y'all should. And a lot of them are loved and a lot of them are hated. Realize some people aren't going to like you when you really get comfortable with yourself. Some people aren't going to like you. Some people going to want you to be that old version, that old timid, shy version of your old self. Yeah, a lot of people are going to prefer that version of you, and that's perfectly fine, but you have to accept that. And you have to have a kind of take it or leave it mindset. That's what I realized, man. No matter what happens to me, I'm going to be good. That's my mindset, bro. If that girl wants to leave, let her leave. I'm not going to be begging anybody to stay around me. If that job wants to fire me, fire me. And I'm talking like that because yesterday, my boss told me today, yesterday I got pulled over by the cops. Y'all know I be driving for work. And I sit on a cushion. Like I said, I got pelvic floor issue. So I'm sitting on a cushion. Maybe that will help a little bit. So now I'm up on the seat higher. So now the seat belt, it's not like this. It's more like this. So sometimes when I'm driving, I'll just put the seatbelt like this. So I'm driving, the seatbelt's right here. The cop pulls me over and he comes to the door. He like, oh, you don't have your seatbelt on. That's why I pulled you over. And I'm like, it's on. He was like, well, it didn't look like you had a seatbelt on. And I was like, well, I did have a seatbelt on. I'm like, I get dinged if I don't have a seatbelt on. Like, we have sensors on our trucks. Like, it's going to let them know if I don't have a seatbelt on. And he was like, well, you know, it looked like you didn't have it on. Then he like wrote some warning that I had to get my company to sign. And my boss today, he told me like, look, I don't know what they're going to do because they have a zero tolerance when it comes to seatbelts. I believe you. You probably just had it under your arm. Make sure to put the seatbelt over your arm. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, it's no big deal. Like, whatever happens, it is what it is. That's why I told him, like, I'm not tripping. It is what it is. If y'all want to fire me, like, that's cool. I'll find some other shit to do tomorrow. And that's my mindset. That's how I move with everything. Whether it's relationships, whether it's a job, you have to have that optimistic mindset. So I always had that mindset like, no matter what happens, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to keep this shit pushing. You know what I'm saying? Even when last girl I dated, last time I was in a relationship, she broke up with me. 2 days later, I was with a new chick. And honestly, I probably rushed it too much, but that's how my mind is, bro. Like, I'm going to keep this shit pushing. I'm going to keep this shit going because there's always something out there better. There's always a job. There's always opportunity, especially in today's world. There's so much opportunity. And sometimes we get stuck in a small situation. We get stuck to this girl. That girl don't want to be with you no more. Now you trying to suffocate the girl. You know what I'm saying? Move on, bro. All men are ordinary. Those who are extraordinary know it. So start looking at yourself like you that guy already and start putting actions into play. Even the dudes I named at the beginning of this video, they're not that amazing. They're not that different. They're all human. Right? I think a lot of times we exaggerate how great somebody is and then we downplay how great we are. So don't let any circumstance hold you back or make you scared. And because a lot of times I look at it, I'm like, worst case scenario is not that bad. This job fire me, I'll find something else to do tomorrow. I got a little bit of savings. I'll be straight. Now I got more time to make YouTube videos. Great. Always look for that opportunity to keep growing. When one door closes, another one opens up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if y'all want to fire me, like, I get it. If y'all want to fire me because I had a seatbelt like this instead of right here, okay. Okay. Big whoop-de-doo. I'll find some other shit to do. Going on to point number 2. Be aware of the company you keep. Once you start raising your standards, once you start being kind of having that different energy to you, it's more important of who you have around you. Because the people you have around you, people are going to judge you off the people you have around you. And see, a lot of dudes I used to hang out with, I want to hang out with them today. Be real with you, I want to hang out with them today. And it's the immaturity a lot of times, you know. And my boy, one of my homeboys, he's still immature, but it's not too bad. I've been in situations, bro, like I go to a store with someone I'm cool with. They stealing stuff out the store. Like I don't want to be around that, bro. I used to work out at a gym. And I remember we didn't even have a membership for this gym. Like we used to just sneak into the gym. And we leaving, and one of the dudes I'm with, he steals a Slim Jim. And it's like, then the dude comes outside, he like gets mad at us. And then after I went there, every single time I went to that gym, the dude at the front, he'd be staring at me. Because that one time I went there with this dude I was cool with, he stole something out the gym. So now you making me look bad because you want to steal a meat stick. Because you didn't want to go and buy it. You know what I'm saying? So be aware of the company you keep, because people will judge you off the people you're around. If the people you around are low lives, it's going to make you look like a low life. And that's going to affect your aura. People aren't going to think highly of you when you hanging around with bums. So I'm picky around. I'm picky with the girls I deal with. I'm picky with the friends I keep, man, because that's important. And that's going to affect your mindset too. I think a lot of time people don't realize how much the people you're around affects you. If you're around a whole bunch of negative people, you're going to become negative. And it's important when you're trying to really have that aura, you have to be that fresh air, that breeze of fresh air. When everybody's feeling ungrateful, you the one that has gratitude. You the one that's positive when everybody else is being negative. That's going to give you a different type of energy. And last but not least, number 1 is double down in whatever you're passionate about. Whatever you are passionate about, double down on it, man. Like, I always had an interest in human nature, so now I'm talking about it on YouTube. Whatever you're interested in, double down on it. Learn more. Start watching podcasts. Whatever it is, start learning more about it. Because I'll tell y'all, even the people I named at the beginning, LeBron James, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, these guys aren't that amazing. They just found out what they were good at, and they doubled down, and they put all their focus into that one thing. Society profits the people that are masters. If you're really good at one thing, people will think you're amazing. But you're really just good at that one thing, right? Floyd, he can hardly read. But you'd be a fool to call him a fool because he done ran up a bag. Hey, he can't read that good, but he done ran up a bag. And that's why I always found it funny when people like try to troll like Floyd Mayweather. And it's like, people in the comment section, oh, he can't read, he's dumb, he's stupid. He found out how to make all that money. And what are you doing? You hating in his comment section. You know, so going through it again. Change your mindset, bro. You have to feel like you're already that guy. You have to feel like you're already him. You have to start visioning yourself as that best version of yourself before you even there. So you start treating yourself differently. Just bump everybody else. What everybody else thinks about you, that stuff doesn't matter. Once you think highly of yourself and you start putting in the work, people are going to start seeing it. It might take some months. It might take some years. But eventually you will get there. Going on to point number 2. Be aware of the company you keep. If you hanging around with the low life, you going to start looking like a bum. And honestly, I told a lot of people I used to hang out with, you either are going to improve or things are going to get weird. And that's what happened. I fell out with a lot of dudes and I got closer with a lot of dudes. I fell out with a lot of guys and I got closer with a lot of guys. Pause. But I've been locked in with 5 guys for the past like 12 years at least. The past 10, 12 years, I've been locked in with like 5 guys. And each one of them guys, I can look at them and see that they improved. See that they got better at something. And last but not least, double down in whatever you have passion in. Or whatever you're good at. Double down in it. And society will reward you when you double down, when you focus on that one thing and become great at that one thing. It's cool to be good at a lot of things, but it's better to be great at one thing. That's when you really going to be rewarded, and that's when you really going to look better than what you are. And it's all about learning. It's all about learning and growing. I watch a lot of podcasts, bro, and I realize I will hang out with somebody and know some random fact at the top of my head, and they're like, why do you know that? Right? I hear that probably at least once a week. Why do you know that? How do you know that? Oh, you lying. And then I'm like, look it up. Look it up. Because I take in a lot of knowledge, bro. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to grow. And that will make you look a lot smarter than what you are. When you talk about some topic and then boom, something comes up and you already know some stats at the top of your head, that's going to make you look a lot smarter. Most people, they can't talk about anything because they're not learning anything. They can talk about the Kardashians and the NBA Finals, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can talk about because you're not learning. You're not trying to grow. You're just trying to be entertained all the time. Stop being so focused on entertaining, chasing dopamine, and start trying to learn and double down into your skills. What are you good at? What do you get a lot of enjoyment in? Or even if you do like the NBA Finals, how can you turn that into making $1? Right? Go ahead and make a YouTube video talking about the NBA. Make that Instagram channel that reposts basketball content. That's the way you should be thinking. Because that way you can grow and develop it into something else. So you're not just sitting on the couch watching the NBA like everybody else. You're actually making something out of it.
And it also is important to not be afraid to stand out from the crowd, to be unique, have your own style, have your own flow. I feel like nowadays, everybody kind of is like a copycat of one each other. Like, yeah, it's cool to get inspired by other people, but have your own flair to your own thing. That's when you really gonna have in a different lane than everybody else. You feel me?
But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.